In this video, I'm going to be going on eBay, buying sports cards in live time. This is a new series I'm actually starting called Buy or Buy. And the reason I'm doing it is just because the data speaks numbers. Every time I actually go live and buy cards at shows or on eBay, you guys seem to absolutely love it. So what you guys love, I want to give you guys more of. So I'm going to try to do this weekly, and you'll see my strategy shift as the year goes on and different types of cards come out and different seasons end and different seasons begin. And right now, while I'm speaking, I'm looking to buy football. I like Drake Maye. I like Michael Penix. I'm not saying I like these guys as players, but I like the idea of their value going up. Also, I may dip into some basketball. I think Victor Wembanyama has settled. I think he has some upside to go up a little bit. I think he has a floor and won't go down much. I mean, he's a generational player. We'll probably never see it again. He's value for the most part. Most of his cards are down about 30% since the beginning of the season. So I think it's a good idea. Go in and buy. I think it has a decent chance of going up in value by the time I get these cards back from grading. But nonetheless, let's head into my computer and see what I find. All right, people, let's get into it. Buy or buy. I love doing this stuff. And the reason I started doing this is because I just see the content is way better when you guys actually see me buying cards. So I have a few tabs pulled up here. We have eBay. We have two eBays. One for looking at cards, one for looking at comps. This is actually a card I have to purchase. Market movers for looking at comps. I have a tracker here when I do buy cards to track all my purchases. And just a nice little Google Doc just to kind of like draw out any math if I need to draw something out. But let's get into it. So right now, while I'm speaking, it is January and there's some football stuff that's low. I'm going to be looking for guys that just, for lack of a better term, are in the shitter. Guys who are low. And let's take a look. So you can see I was looking at this card of Drake Maye. And long story short, I think it's worth about $4,000. He turned down my offer. He wants like $6,000. I love the card. Hard card to grade. I want it, but I got to stay true. But Drake Maye is someone I'm high on. I think with Vrabel, I think the Patriots are going to pick up a piece. I think they're going to do pretty well in the offseason, which means his value is going to go up. So let's first look at auctions, because auctions are like the lazy way to buy cards, and it's just easier. You don't have to negotiate with anyone. You just, make your bid, and that's it. So what we could do here, so first, let's pull up Easy Sniper. So this is a software that I use that just lets me snipe cards. So you can see this is a card I sniped. It automatically bids for me in the last second, so I could just set it and forget it. And if we click Advanced up here, what we could do, so this is a nice little hack. So if you look at these auctions, some of these auctions have no bids. And it's because they have their starting bid just way too high, just higher than it should be. And I don't want to look at those cards. I only want to look at cards within market value. So what I could do is go here to advance. I could put minimum price like $100, and we could do min bid count 1. So what that does, it's only going to show me cards that have at least one bid. So that tells me most likely the card is within market value. So you can see here. All right. Let's see. This is Drake Maye Mosaic. I like the Mosaic stuff. It's kind of not that easy to grade. In the past, Mosaic was really easy to grade. Therefore, they didn't do that well when they would grade because they were so easy to grade. There was like no margin to make money. But this one. So this card looks, it's a nice card. I want it, but something, whoops. So this corner right here, this is better. This corner right here in the top looks a little rounded. It's probably not going to grade. If I had to guess, it might, but in this corner's a little white. Nice card. I'm going to stay away for those reasons. I want it. There's a part of me that just wants to gamble and buy it, but I'm not gonna. These kabooms, I don't think there's enough margin with them, and they're really hard to grade. Like you can see, this is ending in 12 minutes while I'm speaking right now. And if we look at what this card does, so kaboom, Drake Maye, and we go to sold items down here. This card does around like $800. You can see it's gold at 7,000, and actually there is big margin. I'm a liar. I thought there wasn't big margin with these cards, but there is. So a PSA 10 is $2,800. Wow. now it's really tempting to buy. Let me move this up here. Let's take a look. These cards are just hard to evaluate, man. Let's see. Corners. Look, this guy took a lot of pictures, so he's probably pretty confident in the card. It looks pretty sharp, man. Let's see here. It's pulled from a blaster on 119. No fingerprints. Placed in a one-touch mag after pictures. Ends in 11 minutes. This is very tempting. And like chances are, let's see what this card sells for as a 9, just so I can see if I'm protected. There's no 9 sales. I would imagine I'm going to lose a little bit of money on a 9 with a card like this. I can't say for sure because there's no sales. But I like this. I do like this. Let's see if this guy grades cards. Let's take a look here and look at his eBay store. So he definitely probably just pulls cards. All right, screw it. I'm going to take a crack. So what we could do, if we pulled the eBay item number down here and copy it, we can go to Easy Sniper and paste it in here. And let's just take another look at what this card sells for. So eBay, let's just take a look here. Let's get rid of this. Drake, May, oh, I keep doing that. Drake, May, kaboom. Pretty crazy last night, that Ohio State Notre Dame game. Ohio State really was a much better team. So it does like 800s. Let me see when this card came out. I'm curious. I think it's been out for a little bit, but I just want to make sure. So I just want to look at the raw sales of this card. Okay, so this card. Okay, so this card came out in like November. So this card, you can see, it used to be $2,300, and now we have come down since in the past 30 days. Okay, so it's stabilized in the past 30 days. So when there's a new, the reason I'm showing you guys this, when there's a card that comes out and it's newer, this is what tends to happen. It just boop shoots down in value. So you don't want to buy it in these first few weeks usually. You want to wait for it to come down and stabilize. So it's stabilized. Could go down a little bit, could go up a little bit. It is kind of expensive for a kaboom, but let's take a crack. So let's bid like 862. 862. It's right within comp. So like the way I look at this card, right? So I'm gonna purchase it for hopefully like let's call it 850, and grading cost. So a card like this, I think PSA just increased their prices. So if we look here, and I send this in for grading. Actually, I think they changed the coloring on their website. Authentication and grading. So actually, yeah, so they did increase their prices. So max insured value. So this card's going to cost me probably $75 to grade. So grading cost is going to be $75. The way I look at this, so there's no PSA 9 sales, but a PSA 9, I think I'm going to sell for about $850. And then a PSA 10, we just saw $2,800. So in other words, if this card grades a 9, what's going to end up happening is I'm probably going to lose, call it like 100 to 150 after grading. But a PSA 10, I'm going to profit around like 1,500-ish, give or take. So, and I think, right, if I had to guess, there's probably a 60% chance I get a PSA 9 and a 40% chance I get a PSA 10. Now, so chances are, this is just my experience in sports cards and just the way I view this, chances are I will probably lose money, but right off, this is a good game to play, right? 60% chance I lose 150, 40% chance I make $1,500. That's a gamble you should take all day. Am I going to win the card? I actually probably think I'm going to lose the card. 7 minutes left. We'll see what ends up happening if I win it or not, but that's kind of how I look at this card. That's kind of like grading in a nutshell. And like the card looks good to me, but probably still won't grade. It's just a hard card to get to 10. Let's see, we have Drake, May, XRC. These cards are also hard to grade. Let's see what this person's saying. Ungraded. There's like so many surface problems with these cards. Yeah, I can't tell if that's on the case of the card, but right there, the scratch is probably on the case, but I'm going to stay away for now. I think there could be better purchases out there. These prisms, I wish these were easier to grade, but they're just not. They're hard to grade, even though this one looks actually pretty good. That corner looks pretty good down there. They're just hard to grade, man. They just are. I haven't seen any PSA 10s yet, so I'm going to stay away. Also, they're still new, so they're hyped. So they're still coming down in value. I'm going to stay away, even though I like it. Let's see, reactive, orange, number to 25. Yeah, there's something up there. You guys see that white right there? It's no good. That is no good. Let's see. Prism Manga or Manga, however you say it. Those do okay. Let's flip this around. Okay, so we've looked at some auctions. Let's refresh this. Let me take a seat. My feet hurt. I did legs today at the gym, and I have a personal trainer, and he he kicks my ass. Man, sometimes I do legs, and it's just super sore. Let's see what. Okay, so let's see what else we got going on here. So let's type in Drake Maye again, and let's flip this around. So let's look at newly listed cards. So these are generally, you're going to find better cards with newly listed. People with good cards don't tend to not really want to auction them. It's just more of a pain in the ass for me because like I got a lot going on, and like going back and forth negotiating with people sometimes can get difficult for me. But let's do minimum price $300. Let's make it interesting. Let's do not graded, and let's see what else we got cooking. So we have a downtown Drake Maye here. Can't see. It looks okay. Let's see if this person grades cards. Probably not, especially if their name is We Got Wax. They probably pull and break cards. See, it's just hard to see if this card's going to 10 or not. Like it's a good picture, but it's just because it usually has surface issues. But let's see. So like, I would love to buy this card, just if I were able to get it at the right price. So $13.50 at 10. Yeah, Raws do like $600. And not enough room for me. I want to try to double my money after fees, and I don't think there's enough room there to do that. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to stay away from that. These stained glasses are always pretty solid. This looks pretty well centered. There's something on the surface there. Yeah. These cards are hard to grade. A lot of opportunity. Sometimes you have to sift through a bunch of crap. Let's look at this. Let's look at this Mosaic Genesis. These cards always do decent. That edge looks okay. This one looks a little funny too. I can't tell if this is on, if that whiting is on the card or not. It's kind of scary. We'll stay away for now. Mosaic pink swirl. These mosaics are just hard to grade. Usually they're easy to grade, but they made the back all colored, and when it's all colored, you can see down here the corners, they get messed up easier, which obviously just makes the card harder to grade, but at the same time, you make more money if you do get a 10, so it's just give and take, right? It's just higher risk, higher reward. That's really all it is. Let's do a query search. Let's look at Drake Maye. Let's look at Michael. Oh, whoops. Let's look at Michael Penix. I'm going to stay away from Caleb Williams right now because he's probably hyped a little bit because they just got Ben Johnson. Drake Maye, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. So this is all three searches, like three independent searches in one. That's what that is if you're curious. And this is a nice card. That stuck out to me right away. So Michael Penix, black gold choice, number 8. Please, corners, be good. Let's see. We have good there, good there, good there. We got something here. This card looks pretty good. Let's see. I like this. So let's see. This guy's asking $9.99 or best offer. I don't know if there's gonna be any sales of this card. Let's look. It's more of a rare card. Black gold mosaic. Let's look at sold items and see. Is there anything? One did $810 recently. Okay. And so one did $810. And let me just look. I know he sells for kind of similar to Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams did way more money. Actually, never mind. Some of their cards sell for the same. Let's look at Bo Nix's mosaic. Black gold. 1,200. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so like $800 makes sense on this card because Bo Nix sells for a little bit more, and so does Caleb Williams. Let's come in. I'll come in a little strong. I'll honestly, I'll pay full comp on this card. I don't care. $800. Let's see. Let's try 800. This guy could probably tell I'm desperate for the card because he's going to see all these offers come in. Yep, 800 was the magic number. He's probably going to counter me. He's probably going to counter me like 9 if I had to guess. Honestly, I might even overpay for the card. I think it looks good. Wanted 810. I'd probably pay like 850 for the card. I just like it. I'm probably willing to overpay just a little bit for it. I like stuff that's like colored. Because you could kind of, if he gets a 10, I can kind of demand what I want. Let's see, mosaic. White. These pictures aren't good. And the corner's messed up. Stained glass, Michael Penix. This is a nice one. Michael Penix auto. So this is a gold prism. Is it number to 10? Yep, it's number to 10. So it's a gold. People like the gold. So this corner's good, not great. It's a little bit of whiting right there. Let's see, is there anything wrong with this surface? Do they all come like that with that weird border at the top? Do you guys see that? There's just a weird top border. Let me pull up another tab real quick and try to look. Let me see if they're all like that. Michael Penix, mosaic, auto. Is there a signatures? Oh. So this is the one I was looking at, right? Yep, that was the one I was looking at. This is the same card, just a different variation. I can't see anything up there. Probably gonna. So like these cards, like signatures, which is like not the main. It's not like the main autograph. They don't do as well. They're harder to sell. So for that reason, I like the card. I like how it's gold, but I'm just going to stay away from it for now. Something tells me no, even though I do want to buy it. Let's see what else we got here. There's a lot of downtowns and kabooms, and they're just hard to grade. Oh, wait, something popped up in my shopping cart. Wait, I'd have to pay for that Michael Penix. Was that? Oh, I thought the... let's see where we're at with that, with this Drake Maye. It ended. Wait, did it end? Let's see here. It ended at 834, so I should have won it, right? Because my bid was 862. Oh man, what? It didn't let me buy it because I have 3 unpaid strikes in the last 12 months. Oh man, that's so depressing. Holy shit. Wow. Man, fuck. That's no fun. But I deserve it because I have a few unpaid strikes. So, can't hate. Can't hate on the person that set that up. That would have been nice. That would have been a nice card to have. Now you get FOMO. I already looked at this card. Now you get FOMO because you weren't able to buy it, which is always good. You know, we're going to flip this search around. A lot of football stuff. We're going to flip this search around. I think someone who's a decent buy right now is Victor Wembanyama. He has a lot of cards because he's settled in. His value's settled in. I just think there's really a lot of upside, not a lot of downside. Let's look at his auctions and see what's going on here. So I've never seen that before. Victor Wembanyama. Let's try that again. Min price 1. Oh wait, min bid count 1. Let's do minimum price of $100. And let's see. Let's do ending soonest. And let's do graded no. Let's take a look. These cards are easier to tell whether they're going to grade or not because they're just, it's just easier to see. So this card is, it's a little off centered. I wonder what the margin is here. So let's type in like Wembanyama red ice prism. And I wonder what this card sells for raw to a 10. So this card raw is like 130, 110. And a 10's like 350. Okay, so There's good margin there. This card's probably a little off-centered, so it's not for me. But that tells me the Prism stuff is still got good margin. This is a nice one, but this is a consignment store. I like to not buy from consignment stores because people tend to just like kind of dump their shitty cards that are in shitty condition to them. So I'm gonna stay away, even though I like it. I like the card. I just don't like the person who is selling the card. Not that I actually know him. His name's Mike Hans. Great guy. I just don't like that it's coming from a consignment store. It's always scary. Let's see. This card's coming from China. I like buying cards from China because a lot of them are not graded, and they don't really grade. But this card's a little off-centered, just a little bit. The left's smaller than the right. I think too much. I don't like the way this card looks. I'm going to stay away from that. This is a sick card. Green Polestar number to 25. I'm curious. Let's see what this card sells for out of curiosity. If I want to take a big... If there's big margin, I'll take a big swing. If there's not big margin, I will not take a big swing. Let's see. Let's see on market movers if there's any sales. Wembanyama is like my second... It's like my backup. So a 9.5 to 12,000 last sale. PSA 10 9,400 in June. PSA 8 at 6,000. So this card probably now is like 7 or 8,000 because he's come down in value. And this card is at 4,000. I don't really like it. There's not enough room. It's at 4,000 auction. I'm gonna stay away. See this one, Optic Orange. See the oh yeah, this corner's messed up. You can see all that whiting right there, and there. Yeah, no, nice card, but not for the liking. A lot of cards in shitty condition. Sometimes I do these trainings and I just go off and offering on a bunch of cards, and sometimes it's a little bit harder. Okay, let's flip this around to Victor Wembanyama. Let's type in Wembanyama Prism 2023. Let's do newly listed. And let's do minimum price. Let's do like $200. And let's see what we got cooking here. So let's do not graded. And let's see what we got going on here. A lot of these cards, there's going to be margin here. Let's see. Teal Ice. This card's a little off center. These cards are the problem with these cards is centering. Let's see, Red Sparkle. Let's see. This card looks pretty decent. The centering looks good. Let's see. Nothing in this description says don't buy it. Let's see the seller's other items. Let's see if they grade cards. They probably don't. So let's look at what this card. Red Sparkle, Wembanyama, Prism. So one just did $1,500 as a 10, and then $1,300, and then Raw did $800. Oh man, there should be more margin with a card like this, but there's not. This guy's not. Fuck it. I'll offer on the card. Like I'd pay like $700, but I don't want to pay full comp because I want to try to at least double my money, especially on a card like this that's like probably gonna, be not that easy to grade. Like I'll come up to 700, absolute max, but I have a feeling he's gonna say no. Let's see. Yeah. Ooh, that sucks. I like the card, but gotta stick to my guns. Gotta be disciplined. Let's see what else we got here. I like where we're going with this. Prism Ice, Wembanyama. I can see these cards are a little off-centered. Prism. Blue Seismic, number to 99. These cards, they're pretty liquid. Blue Choice. Let's see this one. This card looks well centered. I'm only gonna buy this card if I can get a decent deal because they're not the most liquid. They are just like it's just not that easy to sell because this card's gonna be a few grand. And like it's not like a mainstream card, but let's look at what it's worth. Let's type in Wembanyama blue, number to 99. Let's do Prism. See what this card sells for. Let's do minimum like $1,000 because it's gonna be worth more than that. Minimum $1,000. So a PSA 10 at 4,000. You gotta look out for this. So 4,000 in Australian dollars, which is not US dollars. PSA 9 to 2,200, PSA 10, 4,300, 4,200. So PSA 10s, call it 4,000, and this guy's asking 3,500. It's not even worth offering on. Let's say Blue Choice, number to 49. Let's see what this does. Blue Choice, number to 49. One PSA 9 to 2,000, but let's change this minimum. $200. Yeah, one a PSA 9 to 2,000. Let's see if there's anything up. There should be a PSA 10 sale, I would imagine. Wembanyama, Blue Choice, number to 99. Nothing on here? Wow. Oh, number to 49. Aha. Number 49, not 99. Okay, so PSA 10 in October to 6,600. It's down since then. PSA 9 at 2,000 in December. It's probably worth a little bit less from then. And this guy is asking $3,750. Yeah, I mean, wait, let me just take a peek at the card first before I offer on it. Because the centering looks good. Back centering looks good. Let's see what he says here. Nothing in this description that turns me away. Let's see if the seller sells any. What he's got. Oh, yeah, most of it, yeah. You could see. So, like, all his stuff is graded, and this one's not. So, what does that tell me? Something's messed up with this card all day. Oh, this is a nice one. This purple pulsar. Man, I'm going after expensive cards here. This purple pulsar. I don't know why this guy is quoting a orange. So, this guy's kind of trying to fool someone. So, he's, like, showing this orange sale, and May 14th, which his value is worth a lot less now. But an orange number to 49, what he's showing right here, is still worth more than this purple, even though it's numbered to 35. Because the orange is just much more desirable because orange is an original color. This is like they started to add these into the product in like 2020, 2021, something like that. So, I'm not even going to bother with this card because this guy's just like trying to screw someone over. This card's probably worth like a few grand, and he's asking 10 grand, but good piece of knowledge to know so you hopefully don't get screwed over. But cool. So I'll end it here. Got in a few offers. I think I'll end up making one or two purchases from this, which is exciting. It's a shame I have a few unpaid strikes because I wanted that Drake Maye. And of course, I want it more now that I didn't win it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It was a little bit rough out there on eBay. There were more cards in crappier condition, and that Drake Maye, you actually saw me lose the auction live because I had a few unpaid strikes. Kind of crappy, but it's all good. I think I'll end up buying a few of the cards I ended up making offers on, and you could see essentially what I'm doing right. I'm buying these cards, I'm getting them graded. All I'm doing is I'm playing a math game, right? I'm just looking at cards that are in good condition, cards that I think are low that have a good chance of going up in value, because if I'm going to send cards in for grading and they're going to be sitting at the grading company for a month or 2 months, I want to buy something that I think has a high chance of being worth more when I get it back from grading rather than less. So that's all I'm doing fundamentally, and as the year goes on, I'm changing out my strategy with different new types of cards coming out and different players going down in value and up in value and etc. But I think it's super cool that I could literally buy cards in front of you guys live. Leave a comment below if you like it. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.